So, Toby.
Hi.
Hi.
Right.
So we're out here today.
We are.
We're recording the first 20 Past podcast.
First episode.
First episode of the 20 Past podcast.
Been in the works. I'm happy it's happening.
Me
It's
too.
been a while.
The chemistry.
Since... When's it been? Since...
Probably like first lockdown.
First lockdown.
We were planning names.
Mate, don't get me started. Don't get
Names
me
were
started. Don't
hard.
get me started.
Names were very hard.
We've had like probably 3 different names.
Yeah.
All trash. We won't talk about them.
We won't talk about it. Well, then we settled on this. You know, if you're listening on Spotify,
Oh!
give us a follow.
Oh!
Quickly, you must say yeah. So, you know, first episode, if you listen on Spotify, drop us a little follow.
100%.
Cheeky follow, appreciated.
It'd be great.
And on YouTube, give us a little sub.
A sub, yeah.
Maybe a little like.
Turn on the post notification.
Turn on the post notifications, boss. That was a big high five. I don't know how that might have clipped. I don't know.
It's fine.
It's fine. But yeah, me and Toby are out here today. 20 Plus podcast. I'm going to start off by saying, how are you today, Toby? How are you
I'm
feeling?
doing great. I'm doing great.
You know,
It's like, how are you?
I'm alright. It's lockdown, obviously. About as good as you can be in lockdown, but the sun's starting to come out.
I think everybody's in a bit more of a better mood for this one. Now that the whole Boris has spoken.
Yeah, this leads me nicely into my first topic of lockdown.
Okay.
And how you feeling about lockdown? I mean, with the announcements, there's a lot of people saying it's too early, but how are you feeling?
I personally, I don't think it can be too early because for the basic fact of we've been in some sort of lockdown for about a year, and like almost probably about a year long. We've been in some semi-lockdown. Like there's always been restrictions, so I don't think it can be too early. But at the same time, like apparently cases are dropping. Like even worldwide cases are dropping. So.
Yeah, for sure. I think for the British public, just because the type of people we are, we need some form of hope. Like this lockdown, whether it's too early or too late, it gave us some form of hope or like desire. Like it feels more achievable. The whole thing of coming out of lockdown feels way more achievable, and that's what we needed as the general public.
Yeah, because everybody's been in the mud for a while.
Yeah,
like nobody knows what's going on. Like, especially the public. Not even people who should know what's going on know what's going on.
Yeah.
So
it's maddening. I don't want to hear no Boris did his best job either. 21. I don't care who you are. You're not. We're not having that. We're not having that round here.
Yeah.
But yes, I personally though, taking it from more of a national perspective, personally, how are you feeling? You know, moving forward, and have you got any plans? Got any plans?
We've got plans going. We've always got plans.
We've always got plans going.
So we've got So for me, I think the first lockdown obviously was at the start of it was like I'm not really a fan of staying inside, but it was something new.
Yeah, I think that's what it was, and the weather as well.
The weather was great. It's during the summer. It was something new. I'd never experienced being off doing everything.
I think everyone, the whole novelty of it being new took away from the fact we were in a national lockdown.
Yeah.
The social aspect wasn't as thingy. I think the reason this one's been so bad is because we got a taste of that, of what being at social again is in November or August time.
Yeah.
Over that,
I think it was the first one. I feel like weirdly, for the fact that we couldn't see anybody, there was more of a sense of community.
Yeah. No,
weirdly,
I agree.
Like,
everyone kind of banded together.
Everybody in the country was kind of on the same page.
Yeah, I'd say that that's kind of carried over. Maybe now opinions are more divided, but I still feel like if you've noticed every single, kind of like holiday of some sort, so like even minor ones like Valentine's Day and major ones like Christmas, all felt so together. Like I don't know if you walked through town, but I just felt it so much more.
Yeah.
Because I think, as you say, everyone was on the same page, and as a result, just kind of banded together.
Yeah, weirdly, quite a lot of the people that I'd come across if I was out in public, quite a lot of the people that I come across seemed happy. Yeah. It was weirdly strange.
But I also almost take it as a blessing in a lot of ways because you see so many people who have changed so much as a result. And I know obviously physically I've changed quite a lot, as we all know. It's like mad. But like mentally I also feel like I've matured quite a lot. Yeah. Even in senses of the way I think about like fashion and what I'm wearing and my just general outlook of not taking things for granted. I think that's what's led to this sense of community.
I think I don't think it's changed, but I ventured more into different kind of music. I ventured more into different kind of like you say, clothes that I wear. Like I
Yeah.
just decided, like, if I'm gonna wear it, I'll wear it now.
Yeah, I don't know. It was a whole like mindset change for us all, really.
Like it was almost like a reset.
Yeah, it was weird. I don't know, but it's top business. I do love it. But yeah, going from the past lockdowns today, right now, moving forward now, not looking back, but moving forward. We got any plans? Any holidays booked? Got any holidays booked? Any gigs? Talk to me.
Of course. Well, me and you both know.
We do.
We do. Of course we do.
I don't know what you're about to say.
We're going to Portugal.
Oh, I'm so excited.
We're going to Portugal in July.
Yeah, you little Reading stinkers, Leeds stinkers, eh? Bass Fest. Yeah, try Rolling Loud on Size Fella. Look at the lineup. Try not to get envious, mate.
We're going for how long are we going for? 5 days?
A week, mate.
A week. Me, you, and little John. Little John. The Shiz boys.
Love it.
On it. But yeah, we got that.
Hopefully that goes ahead. Because we were all quite set. I mean, you especially were very set on we're not going.
Yeah.
But even you, I feel like, have now got this sense of like, no, it feels very achievable.
Yeah, 100%.
It's just the magic word of even just saying like, this is achievable. It's just that, I don't know. I know I keep using that word, but that's what it is.
Like this shouldn't be something that we should like. We bought the ticket. This should like a while ago. This shouldn't have been a thing. Any other time, at any other part in life, shouldn't have been a thing that we would have been worried about happening.
Yeah, for sure.
Which I think is quite bizarre.
Yeah.
But,
yeah.
Rolling Loud Portugal.
Yeah. Got any other gigs coming up at all?
August, I got Gorillas.
Oh yeah, we go.
Gorillas. You're going to Gorillas.
I'm going to Gorillas.
Well.
I forgot about that. I actually did. You've seen Brockhampton and all in May?
Hopefully.
Yeah. Wait, is May before or after we're like legally allowed to go to concerts?
You're stupid.
Mate, I don't know.
I think well, major concerts. I'm pretty sure that's June.
Is May before or after June?
May's before June. So that maybe. They haven't said anything.
Yeah,
they've already rescheduled.
I think. Yeah, I don't know that they seem. I don't know what Brockhampton are up to nowadays. I don't even know.
They've not really done much of it.
Yeah, they're just chilling about, mate. But yeah, I had another subject to move on to now, but I can't remember. I was gonna really have a really nice segue again into something else.
Well, I could just go into. Well, we've got the gigs. Obviously, we're going to Rolling Loud.
Wow.
We're going to Portugal. The lineup is mental. The lineup is very, very, very good. I'm very excited. But looking at it, who would you like to see the most there? Who are you most excited to see?
Oh, that's a really good question, you know.
If you can remember.
I can't remember. No, there's a lot of people on there. But I am very excited to see A$AP Rocky. That'd be very good.
Yeah. Well, is he one of the headliners?
Yeah, he's headliners, for sure.
Who's the headliner? Him, Future, and Wiz Khalifa? Wiz Khalifa,
yeah.
Which I don't even mind. Like, Future's just gonna... I feel like Future's
cold.
Yeah, you've seen him.
Underrated.
You've seen him.
Two people who are actually really underrated in this world. Like, it's not until you see them live and you're like, these guys have so many bangers. It's Future and Ray Stremmerd. Ray Stremmerd, mate, reflect on it. Yeah. Reflect on Ray Stremmerd. They have so many big tunes.
Now you say it.
Yeah. Obviously, when Rolling Loud's lineup first was released, there was a good few people who were in prison. And since, we've had a few releases. You know, Kodak Black after Trump niced him and everything. Yeah. But our main man. He's free.
He's back.
Bobby Shmurda. Let's talk.
He's back.
His career. Where do you think it's going from here?
Well, he seems like he's very, very mature now.
Yeah. I'd say
he's come out and he's decided to go against the whole stigma that he was in there in the first place.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw the video of him. He's in a club in America.
Oh, I've seen that.
He's in a club in America. Somebody comes up to him and offers him a drink.
And he's like,
no, he's got his mask on. He's got his water.
Yeah, top guy, man. It must be so strange though. Imagine being like in prison for
5 years.
No,
5-6 years.
So hot. That word went out like his big hit song went out in 2014, and it wasn't long after that. So maybe 2015 at a push he went in.
It's only like 5,
I know he was in there for like 7,
6, 5, something like that.
7, 6 years.
The best part of 5 years.
Yeah, but think about how much you have missed. You know how mad that is. Like the whole COVID situation, which was only over the last year, but so much more.
He had no idea.
I seen this post and they were speaking about it. They were saying he missed like X's career, Juice WRLD's career. He missed like the whole presidency of Trump.
Yeah.
Like the whole time Trump, he was never a free man while Trump was in.
Yeah.
Like he's missed so much. Like just imagine. Like,
He went in prison. He went in prison as Obama being his president.
Yeah, like, but just imagine being dropped into the world where, like, we're now all running away from, like, a virus and stuff. I think that's so mad.
I keep seeing. I don't know if you've been seeing the like pictures and stuff on Instagram of people just like Bobby Shmurda coming out and trying to log into Vine.
Oh, I've not seen that, but it's jokes. That is jokes. But yeah, his career as a musician, where do you think that's going to go? Because, I mean, obviously, he's got so much hype for being free, but would you argue that maybe Bobby Shmurda originally was overhyped as it is?
I think people can look at it as in his music was listenable. It was good.
I do like a lot of the Bobby Shmurda stuff.
But at the same time, people heard his. He became more popular for a meme.
Yeah, I'd say so. Like it was more of like the early stages of virality from memes, like before TikTok and things.
Yeah.
It was about as viral as a song could get off of memes and everything.
Because it was the Vine days.
Yeah,
where everyone was doing their own little things like, about a week ago. Kind of stuff.
All that stuff. Yeah,
he was just. I think that's what kind of propelled him a bit further.
Yeah, I definitely agree, but it's he's got to keep the momentum type thing. He's got to be clever about himself. Go off the back of this hype of him being released from prison and release something.
I think he'll definitely release music.
Yeah, he will. He was on about releasing an album and stuff as well.
He'll definitely release more music. It's just whether it's going to get the attention that it should.
Yeah, and like.
Because if it doesn't hold its own...
Yeah, because it needs to. There's so much hype around it. I feel like there's a lot of pressure on the music you could be releasing.
It's like I don't want him to go down like a... Obviously he's the completely different person, but it could also lead on to another topic of mine. Yeah. I don't want him to go down the 6ix9ine route.
Oh, you got a little 6ix9ine topic. Okay.
I don't want him to go down the little 6ix9ine route of he release an album, claim he's incredible kind of thing. Oh, it's going to chart, blah blah blah.
It just doesn't. 6ix9ine's
6ix9ine's
had a stinker these past couple months.
Nobody cares about him anymore.
No, when he got out, he was breaking records, man. He was doing a mazzoline. That first song just did not set the bar right. I don't know though, because this. No,
I think the first song did numbers, and the first song was.
But then
YouTube records.
What it was then there was allocations of botting. Remember? Do you remember? I think it ended up getting removed actually because of botting, and then he started crying about the fact, oh, it got removed and that shit.
Yeah, and then it's like the media don't want me to win.
And like nobody and then the charts thing happened where he was about to get number one, but then like he got really salty because like Ariana Grande and Justin Bieber released a song together or something, and they went above, which is obviously going to do better than a 6ix9ine song in my opinion, because it has that worldwide, like genre-wide as appeal that everyone can listen to.
Like, if I asked my mum who 6ix9ine was,
exactly,
she's not gonna. If I asked my mum who Justin Bieber and Ariana Grande are,
they know, but like. Yeah, 6ix9ine had a massive stinker, but I think it's weird though, because I feel like the content of the songs is no different to what he used to release when we all loved him. It's the exact same. And so that's where the argument comes in. Is it we're just looking at his music differently, or like is he just worse? But like it is the same stuff.
I think he's got old.
I don't know.
Like I think there's nothing new about him anymore. It's the same thing. People were expecting him to come out of prison and maybe go a different route and maybe do something like just do anything different to what he was before, but he come out and did the exact same thing and he's just boring.
I feel like I expected that, but I feel like I did expect the whole like do the same shit, but like I don't know, I think he just whined too much and became a bit jarring. And it all came a bit desperate. Yeah. Like he was doing loads of stuff for like, you know, the whole Von stuff, he was starting beef with random people just for clout, and it became really obvious. And it's kind of sad. Like
it's kind of sad because he, like, I wouldn't say he was good, but I wouldn't say he was bad either. Like I wouldn't say I could sit down and listen to a 6ix9ine album, but I could.
The back in the day, not back in the day, but even now, you reflect on some of his old music, and it's so hard.
No, yeah, like that's what I mean. I don't think I could say I could go home now, sit down and listen to a whole 6ix9ine album, and go, I feel something here.
Yeah, no,
but I could sit down and appreciate the fact that this song goes hard. Only some of them.
Yeah, I agree. Like there is the highlights. Like there's some mad, like just it's gas. Like, but just I don't know. He's fell off now, and we can leave that there as the verdict. 6ix9ine has fell off, confirmed.
Confirmed.
The 20 past boys confirmed.
Confirmed.
6ix9ine has fell off. Speaking about music, especially sitting down and listening to albums, what albums are you listening to quite a lot at the minute? Because I know me and you obviously both have vinyl players because we're edgy, indie, individual kids. But like, I appreciate that vinyl player just because I listen to an album in full and I have it's a different level of appreciation for it at that point.
Obviously, I'm trying to buy maybe about 2. I'm trying to get at least 2.
Little notification. Thank you, Dad, for emailing me. Thanks.
Thank you, Neil.
Cheers, Neil.
I've lost my train of thought. Nah, it's like I'm trying to get at least probably about 2 vinyls each month. Like I just kind of like scroll through. If I can find one that I'm like, okay, we'll get it. But I've got to like the album. Yeah, I've got at least the majority of the album. If you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like I can get away with maybe not. Like I can get away with maybe not listening to 2 songs.
Yeah.
And they'll just play.
Yeah.
But if I like one song and I see the album, I'm just gonna buy it.
Yeah, for sure.
But I think I've been listening to obviously a lot of my MF Doom stuff that I have.
Yeah, for sure.
Especially recently.
Yeah, but I've always got that on loop. I don't know. There's
something about the vibe. It's always there.
It's something about the vibe.
It's always there. It's like it's always there, but more recently I felt like I needed to.
Yeah, got the Doom shirt on right now, by the way, for the listeners. You can't see it, but he's got the Doom shirt on. Gotta love it.
I've actually, surprisingly enough, listening to. I've got a Muse vinyl.
Oh, got a bit of Muse vinyl.
I've been listening to that a lot.
Yeah.
Weirdly, found that in HMV, 2 for 30 quid. Bought that. I bought Muse and Weezer at the same time.
Oh yeah, I do remember that actually. I never listened to music in my life, or Weezer for that matter.
Really?
Yeah, but it's not really my thing. I don't know. I think you'd like it for the nostalgia and stuff, but I didn't grow around it to an extent.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think. I think that those two vinyls that I have, so probably Operation Doomsday Deluxe.
None of that. I've got that on the way. I ordered that literally thingy night, New Year's night when it was announced. I was in my feelings and I was just like, no, I'm ordering Doomsday right now, but it's not came yet because they're still waiting on stock. But like it'll come here as soon as they get stock.
It's like I'm trying to get. I've been doing the same thing with trying to get Mad Villainy. I've been struggling with that.
Yeah, I got Villainy at like just a HMV. I just found it.
Yeah, so I mean,
like,
I've been looking at it online because obviously we can't go out.
Yeah.
So I've been looking at it online. I keep going onto it, even though I've clicked the notify me when restocked.
Yeah.
I keep going on it and what.
Yeah, trying to find it. So you'd say the Muse album and the
Muse album,
Doomsday album.
Muse album that I have, which is I think it's great.
Yeah.
I think it's great. But yeah, Operation Doomsday is always.
That's on repeat for you at the minute.
Always, yeah.
Always.
It has to be.
For me, I was telling you about this last night actually, wasn't I? A lot of like Freddie Gibbs stuff. Like I really like Freddie Gibbs at the minute, and I have did since like I don't know. I think it was like as we were speaking about earlier. Like I got into like a whole other side of rap this year and last year. Not this year. Like 2020, like 2019 type stuff. I like was getting into like Earl Sweatshirt and stuff like that. Just shit that I never really got my teeth into.
Yeah.
But like that whole other like lyrical, I hate that like stigma of like lyrical rap. Yeah. I listen to Eminem. Fuck Eminem for one. And two, yeah, like I just listen to so much Freddie Gibbs. Like I don't know what it is, but I've been literally rinsing the Bandana album like heavy.
As you should.
You got that me for my birthday. Big appreciations to Glenn.
No problem.
What else have I been listening to a lot? I've been listening to a lot of an overhated album for me. The Here Comes the Cowboy album by Mac DeMarco.
Okay.
I really like it, personally. Okay. I don't know how other people feel about it.
I mean, it's not his best. In my opinion, it's not his best. There are songs that I enjoy. I think, was it Nobody for one? Is it called Nobody?
Yeah. No, maybe? I don't know. There's definitely a Mac DeMarco song called Nobody, but I don't know if it's on that album. I think it is.
I don't want to embarrass myself and say it is, but for the sake of it, I think that's probably I think it's probably one of the most popular songs on the album, but as it should be.
Yeah, because there's
a lot of stigma, by the way. Like, you can't listen, if you listen to that, like, you're not a true fan because it's the most popular out of song. What's the reason it's the most popular song?
Yeah, I'll get onto that in a minute, actually. Yeah, But yeah, I've been listening to that a lot, and I feel like the only thing for me with Mac DeMarco is that album just stands out because it's a lot more different. The other stuff can merge into one a bit.
Yeah.
Like Chamber of Reflection. I don't know whether that's on 2. I don't know whether that's on like one of like Salad Days. Like it gets all a bit thingy together, but because that stands out so much to me, and I feel like when I was getting into Mac DeMarco, I don't know, I just liked it a lot. I think it was because I got into it. That album was out when I got into him. I feel like for fans who knew him prior to that album and was there for the release of the album don't like it as much because they already had a like a set value of what they wanted from it and what it was and what it was gonna be when it just wasn't that when it came out. But for me, with someone who didn't have an idea of what it should be like or what Mac DeMarco was even, like I just was very open to it, I suppose.
So you quite surprised me with when you told me you were going to see Mac DeMarco.
Yeah.
When you told me you were going to his gig, I was like, I didn't even know he paid attention.
Yeah, I didn't, man. Like,
was that more of like an opening for you? Like,
yes, it was like when we went to see Earth Gang. It was like when we seen Earth Gang. Like, I obviously knew of Earth Gang the same way I knew of Mac DeMarco. Obviously, Chamber of Reflection, I think Freaking at the Neighborhood at the time and stuff. But it was just one of those ones where I really like almost did my research because I'd booked it. Almost pushed myself into doing it, and I love them, man. I love both Earth Gang and Mac DeMarco, but yeah.
They're very good, yeah.
For sure. But getting back to that whole stigma of, like, if you like the most popular song, then you're not a true fan. It really annoys me, because I don't know if you've seen on social media the past couple of days, there's been like the Give Me an Artist, I'll tell you my favourite song.
Yeah.
And I was thinking true about this actually. That when I did it, I felt like I was putting loads of basic songs, like most popular songs. And it made me think about that. I was like, there's a reason these are the most popular songs. And I feel like people are looking at me thinking, oh, he's cringe, he's a fake fan and shit like that. But it's like, no, I just enjoy the most popular songs because they are likely some of the best ones.
There's a reason that this song has 100 million plays and this one has 20 million.
Yeah, not to say that 20 million one's bad, but
it's
like
just to say that
there's a reason that it's got
so many plays.
For sure. And I think that's really bad. It's almost a bit like gatekeepy, a bit toxic, really.
Yeah. People are like that.
Yeah, 100%.
Especially with artists that they feel are unknown.
Yeah, a lot of the time aren't, though. A lot of the time they are quite known.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great conversation about music. Let's move on. What topics you got, Tove?
I've still got a few more. But it kind of going to lead on to what we were actually speaking about. So we spoke about what we're listening to right now. But if you were to figuratively say what are the best albums overall,
like of all time type shit.
Of all time type. What are you going for?
I don't know. I feel like I'm someone who...
First episode of the podcast got to start with a big question.
This is true. It's like a get to know me type thing. But we're doing it a lot through music. I feel like a lot of this podcast will be
very music oriented.
Because me and you both relate over that.
We're both very passionate about it.
Yeah, 100%. I think, I probably should have said something like that at the start. But yeah, for sure. I would say, I don't know. I feel like I'm someone who definitely... I'm not someone who's like a critic. You know those people who listen to an album and think, oh, like this sonically is this and all of that shit. Like, I think a good album for me is something that I just enjoy. Like, now it's something that I really just enjoy listening to and I can associate it with a situation. So, like, or like a vibe, if that makes sense. Yeah. But then, like, albums that I listened to when I was much younger, I feel like I like because of the nostalgia around them. And things like that, not necessarily because they're greatest like albums ever, just because I like love the nostalgia of them. But the songs are still good. You know, I still back every single song on these albums, but I think it is more the nostalgia.
Come on.
Off the Dome, obviously, you know, Pimp a Butterfly is something I grew up with. Yeah. Like literally in 2015, I was banging that. Like when it came out, it was literally it was like a gateway thing, and it's what started me off to and put me on all the rap stuff. Through Kendrick, and like I just think it's frustrating the judgment the album gets, like when people are like, there's so much cringe argument online about it, but I don't like that stuff, man. It's so like, just enjoy an album. But like, not only do I feel like it's a great album, I just the nostalgia as well, it kind of has the best of both worlds where I genuinely still really enjoy it, and it's kind of partly the nostalgia as well. But there's not any sentimentals around the fact that I do love the album, but around the fact that, as I say, it was what got me into rap. It was like when I was much younger, I remember my dad trying to play it in the car. Like he was like, "This is a massive tune." Like it was like all right. It was all right.
Yeah.
And I was still in. I was either picking my younger brother up from primary school, or I was still actually in primary school. No, I was year 8. I was year 8 in 2015.
Yeah.
So I was year 8. So we were picking my brother up because I just had this vivid memory of it being outside of school. And my dad played all right, and my mum being like, "Oh, like turn it off" and all that. Like there's so much swearing and stuff. You know what I mean? And I wasn't exposed to that when I was that age, like too much. But I just remember going back to my dad, like maybe like a couple of months after or something.
What was that song?
And I heard, like what was that album? If you still got it about, I'd like to listen to it. And another. Okay, this is less of an album, but more just a song, and I feel like I still love this song. It's such a good song, but it also does have that nostalgia to it because my dad loved it and he used to always play it around me, and that would be Bound To by freaking Kanye. Like I know that's probably like such a massive, like a big, like everyone's heard, like because I feel like that's probably quite a popular favorite song, but it's so good. It doesn't lose anything. You know what I mean? It doesn't lose anything over time.
Definitely.
It's insane, but. Another favourite album of all time. I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of artists I could say, like Bowie. I grew up with loads of Bowie stuff, and like I love the Jam because my uncle's Paul Weller and all. But no, I do love the Jam and stuff like that. But like I'm not someone who's really gone and listened to their albums, just like the songs that I like, if that makes sense. So there's a lot of artists, but a lot of the albums are like the full albums are like things that I've only got into recently. It's only in recent years that I've started really listening to full albums and really getting into it. But yeah, like Kendrick Lamar, massive artist growing up. I'd literally just sit there, I think like playing Roblox or just literally just being on the PC upstairs in the office at my old house, just so I could use the record player, just so I could use the CD player that was there, so I could just I'd honestly just play the album, restart it, like just from end to start, keep going. It was mental. I did like every night, and I just remember like it's such a meaningful album for me. To me with Butterfly and Kendrick as an artist, but I always go on about Kendrick Lamar and I feel awful for it, and people probably heard these stories 1,000 times, but I love Kendrick and shit. But yeah, I'd say Butterfly, favourite album, but there's so much more. In recent years, I don't know, what
anything that you've like come to terms with, like come to really
like type stuff.
Yeah. Even if it's like a new album or if it's
like something that I just picked up on late.
Yeah.
A lot of the Earl stuff, as I kind of mentioned earlier, I got into that really, really late, to be honest. But I love. Is it some rap songs? The Blurryface one? Yeah. That is so good. It's so good. Mm-hmm. I just love it. I just think, like Earl's whole story and like about the whole breaking free from a record label and being his own person. And like statements that are made, you can see that statement of like freedom and creative freedom being made through songs like East and stuff like that. That whole song's like a statement about how like look, like I'm gonna do what I want. Like I'm free now. I'm not under the kind of grasps of restraints of a kind of a label or whatnot. So like that, and then also the unique production style, like. I feel like with Doom and Earl are two people who aspiring as a musician and as a producer, just because I don't know, that's just what I love, man. Like and like Madlib as a producer as well, for sure. Like that heavy sampling takes things I love from Kendrick's stuff, but also this like idea of sampling the classic sound and because I liked a lot like the lo-fi stuff. I was that cringe lo-fi kid growing up, but it takes all of it and just kind of mashes it into one. Yeah. But like Earl came up with a style on his own that. It's so hard to recreate. It's so respectable, the fact that like he created something so unique and such an individual sound. Mm-hmm. So what about you, Tobe? What about you? What album is your favourite in recent, and what album is childhood?
I think I've got a few that I'd put on the same pedestal from back in the day into maybe even now, like. Growing up, same kind of reasons as you, but more so this was about my brothers. Outcast. I was very, very, very heavily into Outcast when I was a kid. Let alone like
No.
nowadays.
Yeah. When you can
So
really appreciate it.
yeah, so I was like, I would get in the car. We'd have in my old car, we'd have cassettes. I know.
Cassettes in there.
Yeah, we had tapes in the car. We had, and that's where I got first introduced to quite a lot of music that my mum would listen to. So, and my dad. So we had Kate Bush in the car, and I'd be there screaming babushka, stuff like that. And then how I come across Outkast was literally, I was watching TV. My mum, when my mum would clean the house, she'd put on the music channels.
Yeah.
Hey Ya, come on.
Yeah, big.
Obviously, I'm there like, ooh.
Yeah,
I'm enjoying this. Oh, Hey Ya, yes.
I think that was also a big thing on to me, and while I'm into rap now is because, like, obviously we all as a kid you always listened to pop and what was thingy, but I always loved anything that incorporated rap. So when I got a bit older, I was like, now I can actually listen to just rap instead of pop rap. If that makes sense.
And that made me venture more into who they are and what they're about. And even though I was young, I was still like enjoying what was happening. And then as I got a little bit older, when I started really getting into my rap and taking music for what it was where I weirdly ventured into their older stuff and got into more of their like 80 aliens, or however you pronounce it. I always get that wrong.
80 aliens,
and Aquemini and stuff like that. Like, because leading on to it, I was going to say, because Aquemini is
top tier for you.
Top tier for me. Like, it's just brilliant. I feel like quite a lot of people, when they speak about best rappers of all time, really look over Andre 3000.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, like taking both of our artists, you think of Andre and Kendrick as for me anyway, some of the best lyricists and rappers. Yeah, that's top three. That's top 100%. Three for me.
I think I'd say maybe not top three for me, but I'd say top three for me would have to be Doom, Andre 3K, and Big Daddy Kane.
Big Daddy Kane, he's good.
I love Big Daddy Kane. Big Daddy Kane's brilliant. I love him.
Best name in the rap game.
But yeah.
But I think that's another beauty of these albums. There's kind of three aspects to them. Like, not only is there nostalgia to them, and that they're great, just rap things, and we're obviously into rap. So there's two reasons. But the third would be they mature like a nice bottle of wine. Like, as you grow, you just begin to understand whether it's like some of Andre's punchlines or like the meanings behind the songs.
I feel like I can go back.
The social context and like what they were commenting on and things like that. As you start to understand that gives you the like almost like the serotonin, and like it makes you feel good when you start to understand something, and you know you just connect with it more when you understand it.
I think I can even now go back to a few Doom songs, some Outkast songs, and listen to them and find new things within 100%. Them. Like, oh, he said that means this that I wouldn't have got like last year.
Yeah.
I think those.
The hornbeat there.
Hello.
Very nice day outside, by the way.
It is beautiful. Weirdly.
Going to go on a little bike ride after this, we are, aren't we?
Yeah. It's February and it's warm and I don't understand it.
I'm getting into springtime now.
Well, you could say
Sorry, what were you saying?
Yeah. Aquemini, one of the top albums of all time for me. We spoke about it already, but Operation Doomsday
100%
has to be with MF Doom. Like, I feel like I don't know if we got into MF Doom near enough around the same time.
Yeah, we did.
Or what? But I think it's nice that we did.
Yeah, for sure.
Because we evolved with him together.
Yeah, and me and you were on the same stage.
Yeah,
for sure.
Through what he was making and how influential that really is.
Yeah, I think me and you both see beauty in obviously like, the songs and we love it and whatnot. But I think it also means a lot to our friendship. It's quite a meaningful artist to us both, because as you say, literally the exact same time we kind of got into him and we'd always speak about it, send little things to each other. Oh, have you heard this? Because there's so many faces to Doom and so many collaborations. Exactly, and when you begin to unravel them, we like to. It's like something we identify with and influences us both.
Mm-hmm.
And just overall, just great things, man. Like it's as I say, it's just another layer to why Doom's so great for us for sure. And I feel like there's some artists on here that we really suck the dick off, but I feel like it's all very just.
Like there's probably every single episode of this is probably gonna incorporate the word Doom about 90 times.
Yeah, for sure.
But we have to. We have to just purely just because of the connection that I feel like I've got with his music. It's like I can't. When talking about music, it's hard for me to not compare things to him.
Yes, for sure. I hear that.
And obviously the recent passing of him.
Yeah, for sure.
Really did hit home for
a
lot of people. Maybe me more than others. I don't know.
Yeah, but for sure.
But again, back to the subject. I don't think even with me, I can't go and talk about my favourite artists and my favourite albums without mentioning Tyler the Creator.
Yeah, 100%. Because
that is one of those that's like, I listened to him when I was young when he released.
Yeah.
When he released, I listened to him when he released Goblin.
Really? You were on that?
Because of my big brother.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
And Max was really into it. Like Max's Max's Instagram name for the longest time was Golf Wang.
Really? He shouldn't have got rid of that.
It was GX.
Oh, okay,
LF WX.
Yeah, so it's like I was gonna say if it was just Golf Wang, you should not have got rid of that. You could probably sell that username for thousands.
Like he that was his Instagram handle for the longest time, and I asked him what it means.
So then he went on the Tyler the Creator tangent.
Yeah, and so
I
listened to Goblin when I was young. I probably shouldn't have.
Yeah, for sure.
And then in Wolf after that, and that's again the best Tyler album is Wolf in my opinion.
Yeah.
Maybe other people can argue amongst that and say Flower Boy. Other people can say Eagle. Other people can even say Cherry Bomb, which I think is probably up there for you.
Some bucks falling off the shelf.
I was gonna die.
Same.
Right. Yeah, I don't say even for you. I feel like you connected with Cherry Bomb quite heavily in terms of experimental.
Yeah, the experimentation. I think that grew. I think it was good for me because it was a good mix of the lightheartedness that I found in, because I kind of reflected backwards onto it. I found a Flower Boy, I would say, somewhere around that. Yeah. But when I looked back, on his discography, as we all do, it was like it took like the lighthearted, like pop elements of Flower Boy with that jazz influence that I love throughout so much music in tracks like the B-side on Cherry Bomb. I can't remember the song names, but you know when there's like that 4-track run where it's just he's got like Charlie Wilson on them and shit like that. Yeah, for sure. Like that was insane for me. Like taking that jazz influence that I love, mixing it with.
I think anything with a trumpet in it, I instantly.
Yeah, loving it. But I do. That's probably one of my favorite little track runs of like albums. I love that track run, to be honest.
Yeah, definitely. I think you mentioned Kanye West as well earlier.
Yeah, for sure.
I think it's very easy to. Kanye West is very easy to love, but it's also very easy to hate. Yeah, no, he's a bit Marmite, to be fair. But I feel like it's for two different reasons. It's not to do with the music. You either hate him because personality. Yeah, you either hate him because of him, or you love him because of his music. Not to say if you love him because of his music, he's done some very questionable things, but I can look past it because I love everything he's done. Yeah, musically, yeah, definitely. And like all of his work is very, very inspiring. You have to respect it. He's one of the best producers as well. 100%. Everything's for other people. People forget that he produces a lot of things that he does. And I think he's great. Yeah. I think he's brilliant. So I think it's probably amongst rap fans it's a very common album to be a favourite, but The College Dropout. Yeah, it's the same. Amazing. Favourite song in it, We Don't Care. Big tunes. We love that song. Speaking of Kanye, moving it onto less personal and more viral news recently. Divorce with Kim. Filed a divorce. I saw it coming. Pardon? You saw it coming. Yeah. I mean, I did, but it is like, you just caught your phone. That was a bad boy catch. He basically just dropped it.
He dropped his phone and he caught it between his legs. It was sick. You should have been in. You should have seen it. You wish we were filming this. You wish we were filming.
Maybe.
We should put a camera on the ceiling. That'd be a cool camera angle. Do you not think that'd be sick? We should start doing visuals.
It would have sort of catching HD. Like.
That would have been bad boy. Anyway, file divorce with Kim. Mazzoline.
Kind of.
Expected, but
still kind of worried.
Yeah.
Expected, but still news kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's a stick one for me because I don't like people being like, oh, the next album's going to be a classic. It's like this man genuinely struggles with a lot of mental health issues, and people are taking that not to get all preachy and high horse, but people are taking that for granted and saying like, oh, like now he's like really gonna make a good album.
I think because it's Kanye West, people sometimes don't take it as serious as they should.
Yeah, because it's almost expected
in terms to
of
him. Like his moments of madness come from that. It's not just him off the whim going, slavery's a choice.
Yeah.
It's him in that mindset of like not being right.
It's Hollywood.
Regardless, like he still says it. You can't argue the fact that he still said those words.
Yeah.
And all the like controversies that he's been in is still him.
But there's a lot of factors to what has led him along that path. Yeah. But I just don't think. I think. Well, we can't speak for how he's behind the scenes, can we? We don't know what's going on with his family. But on a surface level, outside looking in, it's like very like he needs that support at the minute. So hopefully, Kanye can get some support. Obviously not. Well, hopefully with his family, hopefully they do still support him and stuff. Obviously, the divorce was the right thing to do for Kim, which is very respectable. But like, he does need to have.
Because they've got kids, man.
For sure. Like, exactly. I don't think they'd like not let the kids see him and stuff like that. I don't know. We'll see. We will see. But future is looking strange for Kanye. I'm looking forward to hearing what's next for sure. But he should definitely focus on himself, is what I'd say. Not that Kanye's listening to this, but
imagine one day
that'd be mental. All right, it's been a great podcast. Speaking about music, covering a lot of our favorite albums, things like that. I wanted to end it on a really light-hearted note, and it's actually a topic that's been up with my dad. And I was like, I'm writing this down for the 20 Past podcast, keeping it on the theme of music, because I feel like this first episode should be like titled, like music, whatever, because we were speaking about it throughout, running theme. So like, favourite albums and whatnot. To keep it on the subject, end it on a really nice light-hearted note. Did you ever go to Young Voices?
What?
Did you never go Young Voices?
No.
What? I was really hoping we could relate on this.
Elaborate.
Okay, so Young Voices, alright? It was at like the NEC. Big friggin' place in Brum, like big arena in it. NEC.
Yeah.
So it was like in primary school. I feel like I can't believe you didn't go Young Voices.
Just keep going.
Okay, so in primary school we all learned this like list of songs. As like a school, as like a year even. I think it was it was as a year. So it was like year 6, year 5, like whatever year you were in. I can't remember what it was. And you all went down to the NEC. There's hundreds of schools, and there was a little allocated section for the parents. And we all just in unison sung these songs like a massive child choir. You remember?
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Yes.
That was Bad Boy Movement.
What was your songs?
I can't remember. No, I just remember there was like a little stage and there was some like live dance pieces with the songs and like some form of performing with it as well. I can't remember. I really can't remember some of the songs.
I know one that we did. I don't know if it was actually at this or if it was at something completely different.
But it's like a simple thing.
La Bamba.
La Bamba?
Ba-da-ba-la La Bamba. Like, I don't know why. But
I do not remember that song.
Like, I did that.
I might search Young Voices.
Wait, Young Voices.
Young Voices is banging.
But yeah, it became La Bamba and that.
La Bamba.
Because for a few years I was in the school choir.
Oh,
so
baby.
Like that.
Yeah.
For a few years I was in the school choir, and I was like,
Bad Boy Choir.
So I don't know. I might be getting the La Bamba story mixed up with the time that I had to go perform for the school choir, but. Regardless, I don't know why we sung La Bamba. We're from Tamworth.
From Tamworth? The most cultural area of them all.
it was all white kids in the choir singing La Bamba.
Nice.
And the local free church or something. Like when he was singing a hymn, we were singing La Bamba.
Pure multiculturalism. That really in engaging.
Engaging.
With the culture of
Yeah,
Tamworth.
because we had the music teacher, mate, I hated her.
But yeah, I love Young Voices. It was the most nostalgic. I don't know if anyone listening went to Young Voices, but if you did, it was wicked. I know it was. It was wicked. But I think we should wrap this one up now, fella. I think it's been very good first episode.
Positive. Ending it on, we've timed that.
45 minutes. Ooshka.
Ooshka.
Good first episode. Covered music, favourite albums, well-being during the lockdown and moving forward with that. I think it's a great place to leave the first episode. Yeah. If you're still listening, I really appreciate it. Thank you for sticking around. I hope that sound is alright. If
it isn't, we'll assess it.
We'll assess it. We'll improve for next time.
We will. It's the first episode. We're allowed some mess ups. I hope.
Yeah, 100%. Thank you for sticking with us. Thank you for listening. Leave in the comments your little. I want to know people's favourite albums.
Yeah.
I want to. I know it's very cringe to be like, comment below. You know. But I'd like to know people's favourite albums, growing up and right now. That's what I want.
Yeah.
I want to know that from you. You know, as we said, subscribe. Little follow, drop us a follow on your Spotify. I can't be asked to put it on Apple Music, to be completely honest. You suck yourself. You don't deserve it.
Connie.
Yeah. If you're an Apple Music, if you're an Apple Music Donny, you don't deserve to listen to this podcast. Just saying.
Just go on YouTube.
Yeah, go on YouTube, fella.
I'm not putting it on Apple Podcast.
Nope.
Not
happening. But thank you so much for listening, tuning in. It's been the 20 Past Podcast, episode 1.
Thank you very much.
Is goodbye from Mo. Say goodbye.
Goodbye from Toby.
See you in the next episode.
Bye-bye.